Wagwan people, I go by the name Ivan Wangila the Sharpshooter, and this is Killer Corner Media, where you find football content here on Football Corner. But before you do anything, I want you to subscribe. Nataka mwende hapo kwa subscribe button, finye subscribe, turn on the notification bell and like this video. Before we jump in, na hapa leo we're going to discuss the best traditional top 6 teams. Na mnazijua, tunaongelea Arsenal, tunaongelea Manchester United, we're talking about Manchester City, we're talking about Chelsea, Liverpool and Tottenham Hotspur. Of course, hata tufai kwa tunaongelea Tottenham, but because it's a traditional top 6 team, lazima tuiongele. Now, let's jump straight into it. Of course, tunaweza kwanza kuongelea Arsenal because they are the top team in the league. And Arsenal this weekend, Arsenal will be playing West Ham, right? If I'm not wrong. Let me just confirm. Arsenal will be playing Everton. I'm sorry about that. So, Arsenal Everton this weekend. What am I thinking about that game? Of course, I'm going to give my prediction. I'm an Arsenal fan, so I'm going to give my perspective without being biased. First and foremost, Arsenal has been we've found a way of kufanya games zikuwe ngumu on our own. Yani sisi tunafanya hizi games na kuwa ngumu. Ukiangalia team zote zetu tumecheza hii season, tukicheza Everton, tucheze Inter Milan, tucheze team kama Leverkusen, tucheze kama team kama juzi hadi Wolves. We found a way of making those games hard. Unaweza fikiri these whole teams ni opponent moja. Mpaka unashangaa, why can't we just find a way ya ku crack these teams? Mbona hizi teams zinaanza ku defend na low blocks? But then you realize ni Arsenal ina make vitu zinakuwa hard. We slow the tempo down, then we force the opponent's team to sit back. So vitu zimekuwa very hard on us lately. Of course, wasa wanasema ni Martin Odegaard amekuwa miss games and stuff like that, but me honestly sidhani kama Odegaard anaweza change anything in the Arsenal team. Actually, he's a spin merchant. Mimi ule jamaa zi. But if I'm going to predict this game, I'm calling of course an Arsenal win because we are at home. I'm sorry about that. I'm calling an Arsenal win because we are at home. Tunacheza Emirates. We've only lost once at Emirates this season. That was against Manchester United. It was a very sad defeat, but unfortunately tulipoteza. So going into this game, this is a game that's on the line. We are looking to win the Premier League, of course. Na Everton pia wako hivi. With that, I'm calling Arsenal because tumekuwa tukimake games very hard on ourselves. I'm calling an Arsenal 2-1 win. Everton will get a goal because we've found it hard for us keeping a clean sheet lately. So lazima Everton watapata bao. But again, I think we'll end up winning the game. Let's move on to the next team. Of course, Manchester City is the second team in the Premier League. So let's discuss Manchester City in a bit. Manchester City will be playing West Ham away. And of course, Manchester City lost in the Premier League. In the Champions League versus Real Madrid 3-0. They have to be demoralized right now. And I feel like West Ham have been catching up form lately. West Ham, again, they're at home. West Ham are playing at home. So I'm thinking West Ham can actually get something, yeah? West Ham can get something out of this match. And but to be honest, I feel like it has to be either a barren draw or a 0-0 draw or a 1-1 draw. But I don't think City are going to win this game. That's just my prediction. That's 1-1. So I'm calling it 1-1 all draw for West Ham versus Manchester City. Let's move on to the next team. Of course, Manchester United are third right now in the Premier League, which is a surprise to me. I didn't even expect this. And Manchester United, of course, will be playing Aston Villa. What a cracking match. That's the third and the fourth team. Manchester United are third. Villa fourth. But they are joint in points. The only reason why Manchester United is third is because they are separated na goal difference. So, hii game Manchester United wako, let me just check. Manchester United wako home. Manchester United wako home na, of course, Manchester United have been playing well lately, no lies, but the last Premier League weekend was a very successful hate watch because, of course, walipigwa na red card. Typical Manchester United. And I'm telling you for sure, yeah, if Aston Villa can get to grips, they can actually get a point against, or even 3 points against United. But I'm thinking, United have actually been playing well, I can't lie. With 11 men, I think they can actually get a win. But this is Aston Villa, and Aston Villa are a very good side. United haven't really been tested lately with good sides, but let's see if they can actually get the 3 points against Villa. So, but if I'm gonna be non-biased with my prediction, let me call it a 2-2 draw Both Manchester United will score and Villa will score 2 goals each. Let's move on to the third team, of course. Let's talk about Chelsea. Chelsea are 5th in the Premier League, and Chelsea will be playing Newcastle United. So Chelsea wamekuwa Chelsea walisign this new coach Liam Rosenior, and I think he's been trying to show that they want to play this attractive brand of football, right? But it seems like the system hasn't clicked yet with the players. They are trying to show some glimpses, but yet to click fully. So looking at this fixture, Chelsea are going to play Newcastle. Newcastle are not a very good side, but again, Newcastle have been struggling. Na ukiangalia vizuri, okay, Chelsea wako home, and I actually feel like because of this struggle Newcastle wamekuwa kiface, I actually feel like Chelsea can get a win here, but Newcastle haven't been having a problem scoring, so it's not gonna be a game of goals. Lazima kutakuwa na mabao na Chelsea lazima watafunga mabao, but because I'm calling Chelsea win, I'm gonna call it a 3-1 win to Chelsea. Yes, so let's move on to the next team, which is Liverpool. Liverpool are 6th right now. And of course they are level on points with Chelsea. They are both on 48 points. And actually, let me discuss Liverpool with Tottenham Hotspur, because Tottenham Hotspur is the last, let me just call it the last team on the traditional top 6 teams, and they are playing each other. So Liverpool are playing Tottenham Hotspur. And this is now one of that game to watch this weekend. Liverpool are at home at the Anfield na wako na Spurs, a Spurs struggling Spurs. Ini team yenye they are on a brink of relegation, and mimi as an Arsenal fan, believe me, I'm so excited. By the way, I actually have one friend who supports Spurs. Na huyo ndio mwenye mimi wanga nashinda nime tukiwapiga ama kienda kurele, huyo ndio mimi napigia simu. So anyway, for this game I'm going to call Liverpool have also been struggling, but I think Spurs are in pits now, wata struggle vibaya sana kwa hii game. So I'm gonna call this game a 3-0 win to Liverpool. But again, let me discuss Liverpool a bit. Liverpool are right now 6th, level on point with Chelsea, right? That's 5 points. They are 3 points behind the 4th team, which is Aston Villa. Do I think they're gonna qualify for the Champions League? I actually think no. I actually think that they have been very inconsistent, but this is one of those wins they're going to get this weekend. Okay, so if you have any contradicting predictions, you can comment down here on the comment section. Wewe tuambie comments zako ni gani na ni yapi, then tutaangalia nani mwenye ali make the right comments na will big them up in our next video. Tomorrow we'll be doing an after watch match reactions. Tutafanya match reactions za games zitakuwa zimecheza, so stay tuned. Tomorrow it's gonna be crazy. Keni turada.